In this lesson, we'll review a Passport to Advanced Math function question. And this is question 25 out of 30. We know it's a more difficult problem. Whenever you see this type of question, these two functions here, it's almost always going to be a substitution question. And so what I mean, we have these two functions, f of x and g of x, and f of x is to the higher degree, right, than g of x. And so look to the higher degree function. What can we factor out from that? Well, we can factor out from f of x, we can factor out a 2x, right? 2x, and so what's the rest of it? We have an x squared, we have a plus 3x, and plus 2. Now look at what we factored out and compare it to g of x. These are identical. And so what you can do now is, because, right, this is g of x here, instead of having two functions, we can express both of them in terms of one, g of x. And so you can state that f of x equals 2x times g of x. That is a true statement. And so now we want to find which of the following polynomials is divisible by 2x plus 3. So again, we've got two functions we're only going to express in terms of one, g of x, with substitution. And so with a, f of x, remember f of x we're going to substitute is just 2x times g of x plus g of x, and we want a factor divisible by 2x plus 3. What can we factor out from this? Well, we can factor out a g of x, and what's left is 2x plus 1, right? We're looking for 2x plus 3, so this is not the answer, right? So let's move on to b. Here we've got 3 times g of x, all right? And so we've got, well, let's do the f of x first. So f of x, we're just going to substitute, is 2x times g. We always do that, right? We proved that over here. Plus 3, this is g of x, 3 times g of x. Okay, so again, we can factor out a g of x like we did in the last one. What's left when we factor out a g of x? Well, we have a 2x and a 3. All right, and that's what we're looking for, 2x plus 3. And so this is the answer. Remember, we want 2x plus 3. And so I know it looks complicated, but it's a pretty common question. Two functions, look for the larger degree function, factor it out, and then substitute.